Top of morning, ladies. My name is Ken, and welcome back to What If Deku Had Sisters, Part 2, where we left off. Zuko got accepted to UA after he got declined because at the lane at a robots thing, and then he had his hissy fit of his if he loses his sisters, or if his sisters lost their lives, as he cracked the planet in half. And yeah. And then they decided to, as he put the Earth back together, and then he got introduced to Class 1A, as some of them, or Momo catches on of what Zuko, or like, she had a suspicion, or all of them had suspicions about Zuko, and how he cracked this kid. They said this in their heads, this kid's crazy. His There's something more to it, or something more to his power than just a normal quirk. Something he's holding back on. Yeah. So then, yeah. So I'm skipping the ball throw and here's versus villains. As at the USJ, he he's he's just watching his cartoons to keep himself occupied. And as his sister always finds him such amused. She's always amused to see him all like excitement, because he, since after got these powers thing, he's more like trying to not have any more thoughts about the his parent, or his, how will I put this, his sisters, or anyone that he cares amount. Okay. As he, I know that I don't have the picture of USJ, but Zuko, that's why I'm skipping the rest. Because when his sisters, or the Nomu, went right at Zuko, grabbed him by his throat, as he starts to ready to pounding Zuko's face, as she gets the Nomu off of him, as her and or they know that he, as he activated his, or as the Nomu went full sprint, and as the as he didn't, yeah. So she basically used her powers to push the Nomu back, yeah? as the as she knows that that her brother's gonna be all right, as he starts to thinking again, as he's clenching his arm, as he knows, or as she knows that when he starts thinking, something's bad about to happen. As, yeah, as she or she basically tells his, or her sister, to get, everyone out. I believe our little brother's gonna throw or have a little tantrum. As when she heard that, she knew that they had to get everyone out of there. When he starts having these tantrums, then after he got his powers thing, or his quirk, as she teleports everyone out of there, or like telepathically. Yeah. As she, or he says that if I lost, or if I died here, there wouldn't be no more, or I wouldn't be living. As he starts muttering, and then he starts to get angry enough, as he puts his both, he does the same, but the entire USJ exploded like a TNT or nuke just went off. Huh. As everyone, including, yeah, as every single one of them saw the villains were laying. Yeah. AKA, they died. As he obliterated all of them. Only people that were witnessed the destruction that were still living from the villains was Shirakusen, Kirigiri, and the Nomu. Or actually, scratch that. Nomu died. As, yeah. So, as he was underneath the rubble, passed out. As they tried to find him, as they were mad, they start throwing debris at the Shirakusen, but Kirigiri teleports the rocks right back. As they knew that they thought he was dead, but he was not dead. As Zuko, as they tried everything to try to find him, as he's got knocked out. So as they're like, "Where are you, brother? Where are you, brother?" As they know that he's probably dead. As Zuko, as they start to tear up, as they couldn't find his body anywhere. He was underneath a rubble so far deep that he can't even lift it up out of. As he was, or he actually got pierced in the shoulder by, so he as he tries to get some breathing room, as Zuko tells himself that things are going to be alright. As he did not know that they left him. As he says that, and as he lifts himself out of the ground, as basically he was in a dire situation, so only thing that's keeping him breathing is his own breath. Like, he keeps his mouth closed. Yeah. As he goes, as something clicked in his body, as he thought it was sharp pain, but as they let's say a destruction crew or a cleanup crew was busy with something somewhere else, Azuko, he must have, as he tells them that the sister names, as him because how much debris was on him, he couldn't just, like, because his limit quirk, it doesn't have the same functions as explosions, so unless something else. So he basically, they thought he was dead, so yeah. So goodbye, just kidding. He does this sonic glare as, or actually, because he knows that his sisters are telepathic, like with their whole like control of like these. Deku uses his, or he thinks to himself of, as blood dripping more and more out, as he tells his, or he actually used his own willpower as he lifts himself up, as he noticed, or he didn't know that he had one in his shoulder, but when he looked behind, his back leg was also pierced. So he's the big chunky part that connects your foot to, like, your thigh thing. The, like, her knee from her foot. That bone thing. As he says, gosh dang it. As he lifts the debris off of him, as he pulls the pipe out of his shoulder, and when he tried to get up, and yeah, when he, as he knows that it was pretty painful process, so he ripped his leg off, so that as he says that so now he's on one leg. And so he's got pierced in the shoulder. He had his leg get ripped off. And yeah, as he starts using his one leg, as he goes right to the to the doctors, and as they wanted to pay respects to the grave. And when Inko got the phone call from the doctors, hold on, give me a moment. Sorry about that. And yeah, so he ended up like going to the he doesn't know where to go, or as he just wants to, like, lay there dead. He just wants to die right then and there. Then something tells him that as the next day, let's say there was, like, phone things, so he had money. As he puts it in, he remembers the phone number to call Inko's or his mom. As he answers. She answers it. And yeah, when she answered, when she heard Izuku's voice of, "Hey mom, can you pick me up?" As she immediately dropped the phone. Of course, she uses her telepathic to catch it before, as Inko asks Zuko, "Where are you?" "I'm right in front of or I don't know where I'm," but that caught them off guard, as as he coughs out blood. Just remember the Zuko, or no, remember the, or tell the sisters that remember that USJ incident thing? Let's say this was the thing and day of no school thing, or before the sports festival. Yeah, but when she saw, or when Inko tells him that, or when she's on, or he's on speaker, so when they heard that incident thing, as they say right there, brother, will come right to you. You might not like or you might not like what you see. Okay? As Zuko is literally like, as Zuko ends up, or they flew all the way to UA, or USJ, as when they got to there, they saw him. Blood, as with a torn off leg, shoulder, as he sorry to have that, but as she, or so they were like, Don't, um, don't worry, brother. We're here. As he tried to lift himself up so that he as they both know that so they ran him to the hospital as the leg that he knew was right there. So, yeah. So he grabs the pipe, pulls it out of his leg, or decapitated leg. Yeah. As, yeah. Basically, his own sister knows that as he tells them that if I had to choose to live or die, I would rather live because my did not want to die right here and now. As, yeah. So they floated him, or he lost a lot of blood, so he's passed out. As they picked his body up telepathically, and yeah, flew all the way to the hospital, and he said that he will not make it if because how much blood that he lost. As she tells them that that's my brother that you're talking about. If anything happens to him, I'll bring him one of these things. Yeah. As, yeah, he basically literally, or their memories of him being when they had the good times. Yeah. So they start to close up his leg to stop the bleeding, and yeah, All Might and Nezu were the first people, or actually Nezu came, and with the detective, or actually Nezu and All Might came, as All Might couldn't believe this kid and survived his own explosion, or as yeah. Nezuko, oh, or Inko and Asashi are waiting out there so that until surgery gets done for him. Yeah. As as they were like, Bakugo, or no, when the class 1A heard that the Zuko is still alive, they all went and as, yeah, what they heard from his sister that they, or that she, or when they got to there, he was pretty messed up. As, yeah, as one of them asks, how messed up is he? Well, he had two metal rods on in through his shoulder and through his back leg. Basically, he had to, as when we got to there, he was pretty messed up. And of course, the detectives asks, how did you guys know before? Well, see, we were doing our little thing. Our mother got the phone call and she recognized the voice. It was Zuko. As, yeah, Zuko was, and how much blood that he lost as he, yeah. So, in order to save his life, they had to stop the bleeding. As, yeah. So he was sitting at his own house with Inko, Sashi, as now they're all pumped up because they're, or should I say, fired up, because Zuko is still alive, so they're happy for him. So that they're, yeah, as he is now, no, he was no longer able to walk like a normal person and, until get the end. So I'm skipping the sports restaurant internship thing, but at the theme, or actually All Might versus All for One, Zuko, who was just taking the good old wheelchair around, roll around, to be just like relaxed. As he ends up found out, as he saw, like, literally, as All Might versus All for One, as All Might, or no, All for One was about to obliterate All Might, and Zuko, as no one came to save him. But then when Zuko activated his full power, when he accidentally disabled the quirk, then his true power formed. His leg got regenerated back into its way it was. He had his shoulder got healed up and back where it was as he stops the attack. As he has that same thing. As he says, or he does the same thing what her or his sister does. But he says that you have no rights to hurt my favorite ally or my favorite idol. As he uses his infinity, as All for One could see it in his eyes. Yes. As All for One says, now I see. Your quirk is just your actual limit. If you disable the quirk, your real power comes out. And I know your power is infinity. You are the most powerfulest man in the world. You don't even know it. As he starts grabbing Bakugo, or no, he grabs All for One by the mask, as he says that you're really starting to tick me off. As he smacks him around like a little fish. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As he says, his attack is actually labeled after his own sister's hero names. I think. Hold on. He goes from like her hero name is the terrible tornado thing. He goes like this: terrible tornado attack, and turns it into hellish blizzards and storm. As he could control the weather. So yeah, and with that much power at his fingertips, yeah, no one. As he uses all of everyone's abilities, as All for One died from as his sister tells them, or no, he tells them that I really need to clean up the entire place. As he snaps his fingers, let's say he rewind the buildings to like perfect, but not the people. So yeah, Zuko, is had the same power level as unlimited power, infinity and zero. And his sister as he looks at his shoulder, and then he looks at his leg, and yeah, as they couldn't believe what Zuko done. And he, at the very last second, he used their hero names into his attacks. Yeah. So basically, yeah, as Bakugo says, I knew there was something up about you. So, yeah, everyone is like, man, that kid's more powerful than Endeavor and All Might and everyone put together. And yeah, no wonder why he's a crack the planet. As yeah, and for his girlfriend for this right now would have to be Ochako. Oh, this time. Or I was gonna choose, or actually, yeah, Momo for this time. So, yeah. So, basically, she ends up dating him and got married to him. Yeah, it was a cycle of, like, telepathic people like her and her. And, yeah. And her hero name is Flame Breath or Fire Breath or something. So he does more of his attacks, like names his attacks more devastating than, yeah. As, yeah, he trains harder than a normal person does. And yeah, the crime rate went down to about zero. Like, at zero. Yeah, since after he popped out of nowhere, every crime that used to be like at 5 billion, 6 billion thing is now dropped to zero. Yeah. It is like a. It's like when he pops out of nowhere, all heck's gonna break loose. As we went from them being like little kids and to literally being like teenagers that have more power or to them. Yeah. So let's say, yeah, that. As then the day came where the entire planet was in trouble. A robot on Sentinel was about to destroy Earth. But Zuko is already or so he became the biggest pro hero in the entire galaxy. He's the same size as the Sentinel, as he says that it reminds me, Zuko says it reminds me of when one pointers. Let's see if I can bounce him around like a little rag doll. As he starts using his own power of, like, the same thing as even he used tornado and all that stuff. He even made his own, like, ghostly cloud of his own, or cosmic cloud, where, from Ben 10, where this purple cloud stuff, where she originated from, or way bad, yeah. Zuko made that. He accidentally made a planet that they lived on. Yeah. And Zuko, who destroys the Sentinel and ends up gave birth to a planet full of full of waybads. Yeah. I know. I did a 3-way combo. I did My Hero Academia mixed with One Punch Man mixed with Ben 10. There should be a new series that would be called My Ben 10 Punch. Or Ben 10 Punch. Yeah. And it would be like this would be it. So, yeah. Or Ben 10 Academy. One Ben 10 Academy. Yeah. So, Zuko was basically that powerful as he came back to Earth, or as he's he got so tired out, he ends up falling into, or he's shrunk down as he falls onto the Earth, as his own sister uses her telepathic abilities to catch him, so that he will not crack the earth again, as he starts giggling at it. Yeah. So this is the end of the What If. So please leave a like, share, subscribe, and do all the fun things.